Well, hey Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the exclusive, Amazon exclusive, Gundam Universe action figures. These are from Mobile Fighter G Gundam. We've got the Master Gundam, which we're going to unbox here shortly, and the Burning Gundam as well. So yeah, let's dive in. And yeah, opening these up for the first time, just got them in, curious about how cool they are. I've been pretty impressed with these Gundam Universe figures. Alright, with this one, it's going to be Master Gundam GF13001 NH2. That's a lot. And here we go. Alright, let's get this out and take a look. Liking the gold so far. This is cool. Alright, it seems not to be too much to this, so let's get it all put together, I guess. Alright, there was a little work to getting that in. I mean, I guess not really, but there's these ball joints in here, and pressing them in was kind of tough. I felt like I would break this, but I didn't, and this actually feels and looks really cool in hand. Yeah, this is cooler than I thought. To get a closer look, look at that. I love the way this gold looks. Obviously, we can see, for instance, with like the joint in the neck, the joint here on the elbow, and the hands, there's that more gummier plastic that's, I guess, primarily the inner frame of this, which I guess is acceptable. For the rest of it being this very, I don't know how to explain the plastic, but it feels more premium than other plastic in the Gundam Universe lines. And I do like that there seems to be multiple shades of plastic, which I don't know if that's a thing with this, the model kit, like in Universe, or I wonder if that's just a helpful thing here, considering that they would have to deal with this inner frame, the hands with the gummy plastic, having that color, and then it helps by having different shades of gold around to kind of give it a more interesting look. But at the head here, we have where the V-fin is, and we have red, and it looks great. The head, I don't know about how much it could actually swivel. Oh my gosh, it's making it. Yep, you could do it. It goes all the way around, guys. So there's this part of the neck, or the chin, I guess, that can easily get caught, but easily not. Okay, so that's all right. Okay, moving down to the arms, because it's got these big shoulders here, just gonna make sure that there is movement, and there seems to be. I was able to get around there, so that's good to know. And it will be interesting when we get to the articulation, because the purpose of this is to be more about martial arts type of posing and not necessarily realistic robot. All right, and then so with the waist, we've got, oh, this is interesting. There seems to be a lot of junk going on here to get it to have this sort of upper ab, upper and lower. So yeah, we can look in here. Now they have some interesting stuff going on to get, yeah, a lot of interesting range here. Pretty neat. And just getting another look from the side, they really did a lot here to the articulation. Even looking up in there, you can see, yeah, you can kind of see where they have it reinforced in there. Okay, and then that's where you got this floating lower piece, where we see the lot. We even see that with model kits. And then moving to the skirts, they move as they should. The back, it moves around, doesn't move off. But then let's see with the legs, right? Because you would want these guys to do some awesome kicks. So the leg articulation, look at that. I think we got a Van Damme split going on here. How far forward? So far forward that you can knock off the side skirt armor. But no, that's good. Look at that. Let's get that adjusted. Okay, I see some neat art. Yeah, let's look at that junk going on in the hips. They've really got it going on here. With the up and the down, that high thigh swivel is pretty interesting. Very cool. And then for the rest of the legs, the knee, okay, it looks like, and there's a little bit of stress on the plastic. When you do go to move it up, it seems like it will stick. You kind of have to pull and work on it, and then you can get it. I wonder if that's part of the fixes they're making, like with the new Unicorn, because the Unicorn has that issue. That does not look good. That does not look good when the knee is bent like that. I mean, they could probably be overlooked, and maybe depending on the pose you're doing. But okay, moving further down, we've got, oh, a lot of rotation here easily on the foot. Let's see, does this do anything? No? Okay. Okay, so all in all, The engineering seems to be interesting. This looks great. The articulation seems to be there. We're going to do some poses here in a little bit to see. Let's look at the accessories this came with real quick. And it's not too much. We did get these back binders that I think look cool. Let's see how I can situate them on this. So I guess in that fashion, and it looks cool. Again, this gold looks great. As I'm moving it around and I'm just seeing the sheen just, light up, reflect off. It just looks really cool to have. Just even on a shelf. And I've got a Master Asia action figure that would actually go well with this, wouldn't it? And then the articulation on this, it's a ball joint, but then it's also on a hinge. So multiple options. This actually looks cool. Robot-wise is cool. All right, and as for the other accessories, which I think are pretty cool, we could take the hands off, which come off easily, feel different than most. It could be because of the way they're doing this gold. I don't know. Here's the hand. It looks really cool. Let me get a good close-up. All right, and there are 2 of these, and the gold on this looks really good. I really like the way that looks. But yeah, so that would just, plug in here to do some martial arting, right? Isn't that how they word it or say it? Yeah, we'll get some poses here in a second, but already, I mean, this looks pretty cool. Just not even considering G Gundam, just considering a cool gold-looking robot with red eyes and claws on the hands. Yeah, this is cool. Last thing, don't want to forget, is the connector piece. Glad we have them. Works on most stands. But there is no reason they couldn't just have it built in. Next up, best friend, the Burning Gundam. So let's get this thing open. All right. Saw that in the back, tricked me that would be an accessory, right? Because I think the real grade has something like that. Although the real grade is in gold, that would be a good idea if they haven't already made a gold version. All right. Pop this. Let's see what we got here. So far, so good. Oh, and I'll put that there. This seems to have a little bit of premiumness to it because there's some plastic to remove. And look at the gold on this. Whoa, you know what? I was honestly thinking these things were going to be pretty cheap looking when I got them out. But nope, these things are cool. I'm sold. I'm sold on this one, especially. Let's remove that premium plastic protective thingy that they put on them. Oh my gosh, I'm like in love with this thing as I'm just taking the stuff out. All right, this one seems to have some interesting accessories to it, but we'll get to that here shortly. Just real quick to look at this again. The gold looks fantastic. I love the look at this classic style Gundam head with all the gold with the V-fins. We got the green in there because he's a good guy, right? And then red bad guy. But yeah, look at all this. Man, I got to make sure the lighting's on this right when I make my thumbnail picture. All right, let's start from the top. Looks like this is going to have the articulation we need. Yeah, look at that. It goes all the way around. Shoulders. You know what? And it's interesting. Now that I'm handling these, they do feel different than the other Gundam Universe figures, but I've brought that up before where sometimes, depending on how they're made, they feel different. I didn't check the elbow on the other one, but I mean, it goes up there pretty good. Man, these things are sick. I cannot wait to get these guys posed. All right. And then, let's see what's going on here with looks like that's supposed to open. Maybe it does. Let's see. The waist on this does not have as much going on. That could be just due to the different poses they would potentially do. But yeah, this doesn't have too much going on. Interesting. And it looks like it's the same thing, but it looks like this one has a little bit more verticalness, I guess, there to do some more. I don't know. Very interesting how different they are. So the skirts. Well, actually, I wanted to... Yeah, that twist is just on the upper torso, and it's not at the lower part where I talk about that floating piece, but that's not a floating piece. This is all very secured down here. And then for the skirts, there's not too much movement, actually. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we can see under here with the hinge for that. How much does that move up? That much, okay? When it pops off, you've hit the limit. So, and you can kind of see in there's where how far up that goes. So I wonder with kicks on this, it might, oh, there we go, the other one. It might not be too bad. You just have to position it just right. Let's see how the knee works. Doesn't go back that much, but you can kind of, I guess, trick it with that. And then the feet, you got your rotation that you need. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's good and it works. And I love the way this looks. But as for the hands, because we've got the little, claw hand contraption here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, it completely comes off so you can adjust it and move it forward. This calls for the manual. Why not? Okay, here we go. There's the manual. Let's see. Yeah, showing what we were seeing with the hands, where that armor piece on the forearm can be moved, adjusted. Good to know. And then the backpack piece we're going to get on here in a second. And then this chest thing is interesting. It's a chest hatch. I'm not too sure what the point is, or he shoots something out. My G Gundam lore can use a little refresher. I'm sure you all out there can help me. Yeah, let's look at some of this. Okay, so to put the backpack on here, I've got two things that just plug into the two. That's good. Easy math for me. Let's get this plugged in. Okay, and then moving these up, see what the articulation is like. And I mean, that looks great. Good articulation for the backpack there, looking nice. Let's look at these other interesting things. Okay, at first one, it only comes with one additional hand. And it's this, so it's like just an open, relaxed hand. So, you know what? Like, man, I look at this hand. Even the color of this originally is not the same as this. It's kind of similar, but man, this is where then I would go back and paint. I'd want to paint the other hand's gold to match, because this gold is such a huge difference. Okay, that was really hard to push in that hand. You really, really, really got to push it in to get it in there. Okay, and then let's see. You know what? I just kind of want to show off the articulation here, just with the shoulder, and that inside you can kind of see where the engineering is. So helps understand the range there. But let's put these little arm gauntlets on. So the articulation is at the claw part at the end. I want to say it moved forward like on the real grade or something. I even think I built a high grade of a burning type from like Battlelog or something. Okay, this also has the articulated claws on it. Let's move it up. Looks like a Ninja Turtle hand, not gonna lie. Every time I look at that Ninja Turtle hand. Okay, so you can't use the hand if you're gonna just have it on its furthest. You have to have it actually pulled back, which I guess would make sense anyway, so the hand is all clear and visible. But there's that. Okay, let's look at these other pieces. I have no idea what they do. And again, this looks so good in the light. The gold on this. All right, what are we doing here? Let's all work together here. What am I? Other than a man trying to take apart his Gundam toy. Where is there we go. It's a little odd. Okay, so here we go. When I took that piece off, it almost looked like there was two pieces. So I had to be careful, and you could see where where it fits in like that. So now that this is off, we then get this other piece, and apparently this one then plugs in 1, a 2, and a 3, like that owl with the Tootsie Pop, right? No, but okay, because it even has the order on here: 1, 2, 3. And then take this. This is this little chest gun thing. That was big in the 90s, right? You had the Wing Gundam. You had this Gundam. You had what was another one? Wasn't there another one that I was just messing around with? Okay, here we go. All right, plugged in, and there we have it. We've got the hand out like, I'm gonna shoot my laser from my chest, and then we have his chest open, but he's not actually in that direction, so it'd have to be more like that. And actually, let's do an action shot where he's like that. And, this is a poorer camera, so it doesn't look anywhere near as good. But here's a way you can kind of get an idea of how tall. And next to the other one we were just looking at. And actually, while I'm here, why don't we do some other height comparisons? For instance, and you guys are going to freak out that I even have this. I'm confused. Here's Death Scythe, and I'll stand him up here. Kind of hard. Yeah, your wings are too big, buddy. Let's do this. Unicorn Gundam. All right, let's get it. I don't really know canonically how tall these suits would be. That my lore knowledge of G Fighter is a little less than other stuff, but I know that the unicorn is supposed to be pretty tall. All right, here's some. Oh, something fell. Here's some IBO. Kind of get another idea of the height there. Yeah, his butt fell off. I don't know what it is with these action figures and their butts falling off. All right. You know what? That was quite incredible to look at. It's actually fun sometimes doing an unboxing when I'm opening it for the first time and viewing it for the first time on camera, because I was not anticipating these to look and feel as good as they do. And I think they're on Amazon, right? Amazon exclusives. So they're $35, I think, by default, but sometimes they'll be as low as $25, $20. Just, watch for sales. They happen all the time on the Gundam Universe figures. But I would even say the $35 is worth it. There is something to the different golds that are on here, and not like, oh no, that plastic had a different gold, so it looks bad. Other than the hands and the inner frame, which we understand, the other gold on these, the different shades of gold throughout, like on the chest, the shoulders, this just adds more detail to it, and how they reflect the gold in the light looks so good. These are going to look fantastic on a shelf, especially if you can have them in a cool pose. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to show a series of pictures and video, potentially, of poses doing martial arts stuff. And I will edit in right now if I feel like maybe there's an issue with how they can pull off stuff. Or I'll just keep this in because, you know what, there wasn't an issue. I don't need to edit it because you can see how cool it is. Alright, and there you have it, the reviews for the Amazon exclusive G Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam G Fighter. What is the actual name? Mobile Fighter G Gundam from 1994. Yeah, you can get these exclusives on Amazon, and as you saw, they're pretty fantastic, in fact. So I'm really digging these Gundam Universe figures. I like the gold. I like the gold idea. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think below of these Gundam Universe figures. I know I've been reviewing a few lately, but these gold ones look pretty sick. And it's from G Fighter. That's not something I would normally jump into, but here we are, and they are awesome. So shout out to all the supporters that make this possible. Check the links in the description if that's something you're into, or check the link to our Discord. We have a lot of fun there, talking Gundam, Gunpla, showing off our action figures, our poses. Yeah, show off some poses if you've got some. But yeah, that's it for now, and until next time.